Moving on, the island nation of Sri Lanka is making headways into the recovery and resurgence. The country, which was enduring a debilitating economic crisis until a few months ago, is now assured of attaining a pre-crisis economic trajectory. Colombo says it has both finance and a fiscal plan in place to accelerate the emergence. And the trends are here for everybody to see. Inflation, which was hovering over 70% a few months ago, is almost 3 times lower. Observers say the country is nicely placed to stage a strong comeback, and an active support from allies like India and Japan, along with IMF's bailout program, will act as a force multiplier.
Sri Lanka is making significant strides in its efforts towards recovery post unprecedented crisis it endured in 2022. Sri Lanka's President Ranil Wickremesinghe recently said that his country was making gains at a fast clip. Sri Lanka's year-over-year inflation, which had touched a worrying mark of 69.8% in September 2022, is relatively under control, with the experts projecting a quick recovery in almost all aspects of the country's economy. In what came as a surprise for many, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka recently lowered interest rates for the first time in 3 years. It was a message from the government that it is confident the worst of the country's financial crisis is behind it and that a turnaround in the economy is on the horizon. The government says it is the result of sustained prudent efforts that the island was once again back on track.
වේසීමේ කැපවීමේ සහ ඉලක්කගත නිවැරදි ගමනක් යෑමේ ප්‍රතිඵල අද අප සෑම භුක්ති විඳිනවා. 70%ක් දක්වා ඉහළ නගා තිබුණු උද්දමනය දැන් 25.2ක් දක්වා පහළ වැටිලා. මේ නිසා ජීවන බර ක්‍රමක්‍රමයෙන් සැහැල්ලු වෙමින් පවතිනවා. මුළු මහත් සමාජයටම මේ සහනය දැනෙන්න පටන් අරන් තියෙනවා.
Last year, as the South Asian island nations' foreign exchange reserves depleted, food and energy costs skyrocketed, and protesting mobs forced the country's then president from office, the nation entered a state of crisis. When he assumed control in July, Wickremesinghe negotiated a $2.9 billion rescue from the International Monetary Fund for his country. The country's inflation rate is declining, government revenue is increasing, and the strain on the balance of payments is reducing. By September, the administration hopes to wrap up negotiations to restructure its bilateral debt with foreign nations.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ වෙළඳ පිළිවෙත් සකස් වී ඇත්තේ දැඩි ආරක්ෂණවාදී වැටකඩලු ඔස්සේයි. දැන් මේ සියල්ල නිදහස් කිරීමට සුදුසු කාලයයි. බොහෝ පිළිවෙත් සකස් වී ඇත්තේ ආයෝජකයන් අධෛර්යයට පත් කිරීමටයි. උදාසීන කරවීමටයි. මේ තත්ත්වය අප වෙනස් කරනවා. ඒ හරහා ආයෝජකයන්ට ආකර්ශනීය රටක් නිර්මාණය කරනවා.
In order to control inflation, the central bank increased rates by record 950 basis points last year and by 100 basis points on March 3 of this year. Following a 7.8% decline in GDP last year, the IMF anticipates a 3% decline this year. President Wickremesinghe exuded confidence in his country's growth and said it was on the path of prosperity and will achieve the ambitious target of becoming a developed country by 2048.
2048 සංවර්ධිත රටක්. එයයි අපේ ඉලක්කය. අපේ අරගලය මේ ඉලක්කයට ළඟාවීමයි. අපි එකට එක්ව අපේ අනාගතය ගොඩනංවමු. යහපත් හෙට දවසක් නිර්මාණය කරගනිමු.
As per different analysts, Sri Lanka has successfully dealt with the runaway inflation and it was turning its attention to growth.